Hello my beautiful people, and welcome to Fun in the Kitchen with April. And today I'm going to try a new recipe. It's a different way of making mac and cheese. So it's going to be mac and cheese in the crock pot. And I saw this recipe and was like, ooh, this looks really good, so I need to try it and show my people. And of course today you see my lip gloss is popping and shining. Yes, I am wearing a Siri Cosmetics. Yes, my lips look good. They're nice and moist. Yes, and you know what I find? I don't even have to reapply as often as some lip gloss you do. This, I can really go a full day and not have to apply. I'm good. And I also want to tell you about another Black-owned business. Yes, I am very supportive of her. She is my dear friend. You know, she is also like a sister to me. And her counseling company, she's a counselor. Her counseling practice, I should say, not company. Her counseling practice is To the Root. And you know, in these times that we're in, sometimes, you know, we need a little help, and there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need some help. So if you feel like you're struggling a little bit, go check my girl out, Martha Dawson. That's Martha Dawson at I'll put the information in the description box below. But you know, if you're here in Georgia, that's where she's at, here in Georgia. And so if you need help, let me tell you, she is phenomenal. This lady right here, she will definitely help you and get to the root of things. So if you need help, feel free. Hit her up, and I'm going to leave her information in the comment box, in the description box, not the comment, in the description box below. And also, her and her husband also have a store that is attached to her business. And if you're here in Georgia, it's in Conyers, Georgia. If you're here in Georgia, check them out. It's called Ashe. And I will leave that information as well in the description box. Okay, so let me get set up and I'll be with you in a minute. Okay, so we are back. So to start our recipe, our mac and cheese in the crock pot. Of course, you see I have my crock pot there, and we're gonna need 1 pound of cavatappi noodles. Okay, that's the whole box. You're also gonna need 3 cups of whole milk. You're gonna need a ½ cup of heavy whipping cream, and you're gonna need this. I'm using triple cheddar cheese, Colby Jack, and pepper jack. Okay, because you know I like my cheeses. I like the different cheeses. We're going to also do 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and I have in this bowl a ½ teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then I mixed my seasonal with some pepper in there as well. Okay, so that's what we need to get this recipe started. So let me open up my box and my box of noodles so we can get started with transferring everything into this pot and how we need to do it. Okay, so to start with, we are going to pour our box of noodles. This is 1 pound of the cavatappi noodles into our crock pot. Next, we want to incorporate our butter. We kind of want to get that butter spread on top of our noodles here, okay? Because we want our noodles to get nicely coated, okay? So I'm gonna kind of try to spread that around in there a bit, because I don't want it to just be on a few of the noodles. I'm gonna just kind of try to spread it as much as possible. There we go, and get that worked onto every bit of noodles. See if I could get the rest of this butter out of here. Okay, I think that should be, I think I got it. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of try to spread the butter onto all of these noodles. Just work that in there just like that, so each noodle can get some butter on it too. Okay, so we want our noodles to be coated with the butter. And yes, the noodles are uncooked. As you see, I just took the box and threw it into the crock pot. So you're doing uncooked noodles because everything is going to cook in this crock pot. Okay, there we go. So then I'm going to do the same thing with the cream cheese. I'm kind of going to spread it around onto our noodles. And this is the 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I'm just going to kind of spread that into our noodles. Onto our noodles, I should say. See if we can get that spread onto our noodles nicely. And I know it'll, you know, melt as it starts to heat up. But I just want to kind of try to get a good coating on them while they're dry. Just so that every bit of our noodles gets this nice cheese sauce that we're trying to make with the cream cheese, the butter, and the cheese. Okay, so we just want to mix all of that into our dry noodles. Okay, so we really want to create something nice and delectable here. Okay, sorry if my elbow is in the way. I'm sorry. You know me, I'm always getting the elbow in the way. Okay, so I think we got that pretty good in there, mixed up, and our noodles pretty much coated with the butter and the cream cheese. So that's how you want to do that. Okay, you want to get those coated. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, so I have both the cayenne pepper and our seasonal and black pepper in there as well. So I'm just going to combine it up like this. Just like that. I'm mix it all up together. I just separated it so that you can see just how much cayenne pepper I had, because cayenne pepper can be hot. So I only did a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I just kind of sprinkled the amount of seasonal, which was probably like 2 tablespoons of seasonal and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. And we're just going to sprinkle that onto our noodles as well. And remember, your hands should be clean when you're doing this, and mine are very clean because I washed them. So always remember to wash your hands. Yes, because it's what? Nasty to cook with dirty hands. It's nasty to do anything with dirty hands. So you kind of want to always wash your hands, especially since this COVID-19 is not over and people out here acting like it's over, doing the most. It's not. So please be careful. Don't be fooled. It is not over. Okay? Keep your mask on. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with water and soap. Warm soapy water. Warm soapy water for your washing your hands for 20 seconds. That's what we want you to do. Okay? Don't be nasty, please. I mean, really, especially when you're cooking. Don't be nasty. I can't stand that. You know. And then if your house is nasty and you invite people over there and then you think you want to feed somebody, that's not good either. Okay, so try to keep everything as clean as possible. You know, you want to be clean. That's what keeps germs down, and it keeps people from being sick. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to finish sprinkling this on here. And then we're going to add our milk and our heavy cream. And then we're going to let this cook for an hour. The whole thing cooks for 2 hours. But the first hour, we're going to cook, you know, we're going to let everything that we just put in here cook together, and then we're gonna add in our other ingredients. Okay, so here we go. Let's add in our milk. This is all we need for this first part. This is all we need. Okay, so that was 3 cups of whole milk. And you know, normally when I'm doing a mac and cheese, I use evaporated milk. But this recipe here calls for whole milk and a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. So that's what we're doing. And we're gonna pour this heavy whipping cream in here. We're gonna get all of that out of there. There we go. Okay. And you just kind of want to mix that up a little bit, stir it up. That's what you want to do. Stir it up. And so, like I said, what we're going to do, this really takes 2 hours on your low heat in your crock pot. Now, my crock pot goes from high to low, and high being 4 hours and 6 hours. Those are the 2 high temperatures, and the low temperatures being 8 hours and 10 hours. So being that this recipe only takes 2 hours in the crock pot, I am going to cook this. It says to cook it on low for 2 hours. So I'll try that. I'll try it on low, and then in between, after the first hour, I'll go ahead and add in the rest of our cheeses in here. But we need to get the noodles cooked first before we add in the cheese. Okay, and you want your noodles al dente. You don't want them mushy, and you don't want them extremely crunchy. You want them al dente, which is like tender but not tough. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the top on this, and I'm going to put it on my 8-hour cook time and let it start. Okay, and we'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So while I'm waiting on the mac and cheese to cook, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and show you how I'm going to cook this corned beef brisket in an Instant Pot. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna just open this package, and all you need is your meat and the seasoning packet that comes in the meat. You see there's a seasoning packet there, and then 1 cup of water, which is what you're gonna put in your Instant Pot. Okay, so let me get this package open, and then I'll show you. I've already put 1 cup of water in the Instant Pot already, so all I have to do is just kind of rinse my meat off and prepare it to go into the Instant Pot. But this is what I'm doing with the mac and cheese, corned beef. So I'm gonna open this up and just rinse that off, okay, because I don't like all that blood and stuff on there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, I said, well, let me just show you everything that I'm doing today. And as I said, I have the Crockpot mac and cheese going, and because I'm using my Instant Pot today, I know for me, when I first got the Instant Pot, I was like, how do I use this thing? It doesn't come with instructions, and you kind of had to figure it out, even though there's an app that goes along with it. But sometimes you're still confused. So I just did a few things to try to figure it out on my own, and really come to find out that it's about liquid portions. So, well, I'm sorry, not liquid portions, but liquid to however much meat you have in there. It can't be too much liquid, otherwise it's just going to be I guess leave your meat, I don't know, two more, I don't know, but it just, the portion of the liquid has to be right. I don't know. And the same thing with rice. If it's too much water, it's going to be too mushy. If it's not enough water, it's not going to be cooked. So you just have to find the right ratio. I don't know, but it's trial and error with this thing. But since I figured out how to do meats, I'm going to show you how to do this corned beef. So I'm taking the pepper and the seasonings that come in the corned beef pack, and I'm just going to throw it in my 1 cup of water that I've already added into the Instant Pot. And there's a rack in the Instant Pot as well. So, and I can show you. See, there's a rack in there, and there's my 1 cup of water. Okay? And I'm gonna add this other seasoning pack in there as well, just for extra flavor, because with corned beef you don't really have to season it because of the process that it's been through. Okay, so we just put that in there for extra flavor. And now I'm going to take the corned beef and I am going to put it into the Instant Pot, just like that. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we're gonna set the timer on the Instant Pot for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Okay, here we go. Okay, so again, like I just said, we're gonna set the timer on the Instant Pot for 1 hour and 23 minutes, and I'm going to put this lid on. I can never get this lid on the Instant Pot correctly. I struggle with this thing. Okay, there we go. So I got the pot on. We switched the venting to steam, because we want the steam to build up in there, because it's going to pressure cook. So you switch that, make sure the vent is on steam and not on venting to let out the steam. Okay, then we put it on pressure cook. So we put it on pressure cook, and I'm going to put it on for 1 hour and 23 minutes, and that's it. And then we just let it cook. We let it do its thing. Okay, and that's it. So when this is done, and when the Crockpot mac and cheese is done, I'll show you everything. Now, traditionally, corned beef is served with, because it's an Irish meal, it's served with cabbage, potatoes, and carrots. But I don't want that today. I'm not a big fan of cabbage. So I'm going to make it with mac and cheese and some sweet peas. That's what we're going to do today. Okay? So we're going to let that cook. And when everything's done, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so this is what our mac and cheese is looking like so far. And I'm just going to stir it a little bit so you can see it's looking nice and creamy. And I am now going to add in our cheeses, our 3 different cheeses in here. And you see the mac and cheese is al dente. That's how you want it. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my pepper jack cheese. Okay, and as I add in the cheese, I'm going to stir a little bit. Okay, just like that. I'll probably add in all of this pepper jack. Well, maybe not, but I wanted a little bit more pepper jack. Okay, now I'm going to add in my Colby Jack. There we go. And I'll put all of that in there. And we're going to stir that up. Look how nice and cheesy that is. Oh, Lord, I'm making a mess. Lord. It's okay. But look how nice and cheesy this is. Okay. Now I am going to add triple cheddar. So it has white cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mild cheddar. And that's it. That's all we're doing for this recipe. Okay, and we'll let that cook for like another 10 minutes, and that's it. And this is our crock pot mac and cheese. There we go. And we'll be back. Okay, and our meal is done. This is the crock pot mac and cheese, the Instant Pot corned beef, and I've added green beans to it. So we are going to enjoy dinner. I think with this recipe for the crock pot mac and cheese, I would do it a little differently, but as I told you, I found a recipe and I wanted to try it. All right, so remember to like, comment, subscribe, and press the notification bell so that you know the next time I have a great recipe coming for you. Bye.